And a happy post-semi-final Sunday for you, everyone. We now know it's going to be heading to BUCS Big Wednesday, Tuesday, on the 18th of March. There were some cracking games, I think, personally, in my view. One upset, but it depends on how you want to look at things. We're going to go through it. Teb's here, as I tend to be, with Cam and with a resplendent a grin across his face that stretches a mile wide. SJ, you are here. I mean, how
I had
is
a good weekend. I'm good.
Yeah, Cam, you good?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yeah, not much. Quiet weekend for everyone.
Yeah, pretty quiet.
Yeah,
Trip
not
down
much.
to the beach.
Trip down to the beach. Yeah, how was that for you?
Saw some cats.
Yeah.
Some
And do
little
anything with
kittens.
them?
Quite nice.
Yeah, not much happened this week. So obviously we're going to get into it, but some big score lines. Obviously, as I've said, Big Tuesday is
Big Tuesday.
I don't know because it's BUCS Big Wednesday, but it's on Tuesday because American football starts it off. And I think we're going to announce what we're doing for that. And by we obviously do mean not SJ because he'll be busy. I mean, mental. So going through the scores this week on Saturday, UE, they're going back to the final. What a surprise for the first ever Premiership National Championship. So the Natty, whatever you want to call it, 44-7. That's a great comment. That's a great comment there from and we are getting the rematch of a lifetime. 3 times is the charm. They've split the series. It is going to be the Nottingham Gold versus the UE Bullets as they beat Durham 33-14. Now, this is my one for an upset, and I want to actually have a bit of a deep dive here. The Warwick Wolves, despite winning the North, I did think they were going to lose to Portsmouth. They beat the Destroyers, and I mean, I did not see Warwick head into Loughborough. But I mean, I think with Warwick, we'll get into it. They beat Portsmouth 20-13. SGS beat Leeds 28-17. So the final national Vars final will be SGS versus Warwick. In D1, get this, ladies and gentlemen, the Northumbria Mustangs, they beat the Edinburgh Napier Knights. So the Mustangs, they get back-to-back promotion for, I think, first time since 2014. I think, don't quote me on that. But massive for Northumbria. Bit of a heartbreak because I wanted to see, I know I'm sort of forcing this U-Clan versus Northumbria rivalry down people's throats, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to get it for at least one more year if a U-Clan go up. And last, but by no means least, the 7-year odyssey of the Brunel Burners is finally over. The chapter, they are going to turn over a new leaf. The Brunel Burners beat the Bournemouth Bobcats in. I mean, just what a game of football!
Unreal game.
Unreal game of football. Again, wish we could have streamed it. Not Sport Tank's fault that we didn't. Brunel 13, Bournemouth 6. Nav Smith, surely you want to be last in line for the queue. Cam, would you like to take that one?
Look, this is the argument that they've been making because they're saying you get infinite time with us, it's better value. But at that point, you're not even shagging anything. It's like a fucking tunnel. Like you stick it in, you're not feeling anything. You shake it around, maybe you hit the side eventually, and then you're done.
Right. Yeah, I tell you what, that has been one of the big debates in the rundown group chat today.
Was it actually? Did I miss that?
You did.
Did you not see that?
Yeah, we were talking.
I just saw my phone say 80 messages, and I was just like, I'm not ready.
Okay, so within that 80 messages, we can say we're going to get onto the games, of course. The rundown awards will be coming. That's a great comment. Thank you, mate.
It's totally the way. Let's be real. Yeah, I know, but it's like, would you rather have a 1-lane tunnel or like a 16-way highway?
Right, get off the topic. This is a Uniball show, not a Bonnie Blue.
We're talking about engineering.
Oh, sorry. That Brunel He's an engineer. Let's get onto it. No, so we are going to announce that the rundown awards are going to be coming back as they tend to do, but this time we're doing it after the final. So on the 24th of March, they'll be coming at you. Should be a fun day to just recap the season, give out our awards, and I don't know what else do we do.
Oh, I'm not here on that day.
Huh?
I don't think I'm here on that day. Sorry.
Where are you? Where are you going?
I'm at England with my dad.
You're at England. Oh.
I can move it to Tuesday. I haven't posted it yet.
It's varsity that week. I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. We'll get back to you on the date.
I'll come to you live from Wembley Stadium.
So starting off in the Prem, we've got the rematch. It's a little bit tastier this time as both teams did beat each other in the regular season. And I think it's the first time it will be played on a neutral ground as well, which I think could be an interesting little tidbit.
Oh, yeah, because they weren't there last year, were they?
No, because it was Durham last year. So it will be Loughborough. Sorry, it'll be at Loughborough, Nottingham versus Durham. But just, are we surprised? How do we think this is going to go? I mean, this is a rivalry that has spanned like 3 years, I'd say 4 years. And this has been like...
I don't know. You'd like it to go a different way, just to add a bit of spice as to who the winners are. But
I mean, I think it's still got more intrigue because of the win by the Gold in week 2.
Yeah, I mean, both games came down to one score.
Yeah,
I mean, that second game came down to literally a foot being out of bounds. So it's, yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, we've got next week as well. But I mean, I think this one's probably the most highly anticipated of them. You know, obviously, the first year of the rundown, it was that absolutely spectacular game that was, back and forth the whole way. Second time around, not so much. Then Durham entered the fray. I personally think we are going to see a return to form from 3 years ago, and that game is going to be a bit more back and forth because I mean,
that first one was solid.
Nottingham know they can do it now. I mean, that first Nottingham versus Uri game, which was still one of the best football games I've ever seen.
I can see a one-score game again. Yeah, easily.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Always been it's always gone down to one score, hasn't it? Or it's come close to like in the last few minutes.
I think 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago it was a walkover, but this year definitely both have been one scores.
My brother in Christ, stop saying walkover.
I meant stop. You know what I meant?
No, I know what you mean, but a walkover's actually got connotations.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a back and forth one. But I mean, credit for them to get here. But I mean, hungry Nottingham Gold, pretty good. So moving on to the Premiership, SGS versus Leeds. Leeds, putting 17 on the SGS, still pretty decent. Fine till the end. Leeds are a good side, definitely.
Is that the most they've conceded?
I think it might be, apart from like bullets and conceded and won potentially. Conceded and won.
Not bad going from Leeds, to be fair. I think that was closer than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, especially considering that's not a short journey for the Griffins either. But
no.
I mean, moving on, sort of moving on here, like my outliers, and I don't think I need to apologise, but you need to just take a step back and just go, wow, Warwick Wolves. Thanks. Thanks, person who I definitely don't know who that is. Yeah, I mean, I've lost my head. I'm sorry, but Warwick, you guys can't sit here and tell me that the Warwick Wolves haven't just blown it out of the water, blown any expectations out of the water.
Well, what did we say they'd finish? I think I said I think third would be a respectable finish for them.
I think that would be fair looking at the start of the season.
Yeah, every time I've picked against them, they've won.
Exactly the same, and I don't think I'll do them
do it again this week.
We're not picking those games yet, though. We'll do that next week. But I mean, their season has just been amazing. Like, didn't see them win in the Prem North. Really didn't. And like even Cardiff was a tough test for them, but being at that game, Warwick are a fun team to watch. I mean, if you're going to be tuning in, and you should do, to the national finals, even though I won't be there or a part of it.
I don't know. I think that'll be. Are we talking about those games this week, or are we not?
Talk
Like,
about what
as in,
games?
are we talking about the finals this week, or are we leaving that till Monday?
I think we're gonna
Leave it.
see. We're gonna get through, and then we'll
Okay. All right.
talk, and we'll see how we
Okay.
feel.
Okay.
But I just don't know. Just Warwick are just a fun team to watch. Here we go.
We put them
So
fourth.
you put them fourth behind Newcastle, above Liverpool.
Oh, we
Did
don't
we
know ball.
really?
We
No.
don't know ball.
This is it. Warwick have exceeded all expectations, and they are a very, very entertaining team to watch. And I mean, going up against SGS, they're like Warwick have left an incredible trail over the last few games, beating Leeds, beating Cardiff, and beating Portsmouth. Like that's a pretty decent roster to have in your win column. Like going into SGS, I don't get me wrong, Leeds and NTU are good, but SGS is SGS. But I mean, Warwick, I just don't know. I think Warwick have obviously got something here, something
I mean, if
really
they beat,
special.
if they could beat SGS and Fez.
I mean, there'll be nothing to say if Warwick beat SGS, then we'll have to shut the show down. No, we weren't that harsh to them, but I mean, just what an amazing season. It's already an amazing season for Warwick, but I mean, I'm just in awe of the Wolves and what they've been able to do this season. Napier versus Northumbria. We did try and get some information about that, but Dylan decided to have one too many WKD Blues.
He disappeared after literally like the first.
I think he gave us it's 7-0, and then he said it's
7-0,
7-7.
and that was it. Yeah,
No, he
that's all
said
we got.
7-7 as well. Then he stopped.
But I mean, obviously,
It wasn't
incredible season for Napier. Coming up from being mid-tier last year to winning the Scottish, and then going all the way to the semi-final of the North. It's good on the Edinburgh Napier Knights. I don't think this is going to be a one and done for the Napier Knights. They've obviously, yep. Thanks, mate. Yeah. It really depresses me when things like that come in. Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive season for Napier. They've gone all the way. I don't think it's going to be the end of their success. I think next year is going to be pretty decent for them. And they've got their varsity, the clash at the castle, or for the castle, or near the castle against the Mavericks, which Heriot Watt are trying to do something with. God if I know. But, I mean, if we talk about the winners, who's going up from the North? I mean,
decent season, that.
Pretty decent, not finishing undefeated. Did have that one loss to North. UClan still kept control of the North.
But do you think that took the pressure off a bit? Because then it's that thing of like, well, that pressure going perfect isn't there anymore. It's just win your games.
I think so. Obviously, like going perfect the year prior, coming up, winning the Northern Conference Cup, being able to come all the way up. I mean, I didn't see it coming. I thought that the Mustangs stock was starting to fall a bit. The scorelines were getting a little less impressive, and then obviously straight back into the playoffs, shot right back up. Obviously, we thought that maybe it would be the trio of the UClan games, but no, Napier get it. But again, you can't help but be impressed by the Mustangs and obviously the O'Coins who do feature regularly on the MVP posts. But again, I mean, double promotion is not an easy thing to accomplish, and they have managed to do it. And again, it's just very, very. I forget who it was that was commenting last week and who said the gap between Northumbria and UClan is a lot wider than we think it is. Obviously, because when I went to go and do that game, it was a little bit closer. The Mustangs
It was Tom.
Was
Tom said it.
Okay, I think
Tom.
I had a chat with Tom on Sunday about it. Who plays for Brunel?
He knows ball.
And I think, I mean, with this scoreline, with it 32-13, that's a big scoreline. I think that he is right, and I mean, the Prem North next year that's going to be a tricky division. I mean, obviously dependent because Warwick do have the opportunity to go up. Well, they're still in the contention to go up. With Leeds, with Newcastle, pressure's really on Newcastle next year. I think they're going to be in the hot seat, especially after losing to Liverpool quite late in the season, or in the regular season. Anyway, should we talk about it?
Yeah, go on then.
So, Chapelgate, 1 p.m. yesterday. We witnessed something just pure football, not uni ball, not Brit ball, not anything, just pure football, and it was an amazing game to see. I mean, it was so close. Bournemouth not being able to get the 2-point conversion, take it to 8. Brunel being able to. No, you didn't, did you? What did you get? You did get an extra point. You did get an extra point.
We did. So I think.
Yes. Sorry.
I think that. So I was saying this yesterday to some of the guys. I think that 2-point being stopped was probably the biggest play of the game.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would have been 8-0 at the time, and then we would have to have gone for 2. We normally always go for 2. That's the first time we've ever kicked an extra point after a touchdown, first touchdown.
What, in regular season or first touchdown?
Yeah, the whole season. Yeah. Normally we always go for 2 on the first one.
Well, you managed to bang it through 7-6. Game was mostly 7-6. Very, 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 very close. Me and Kwame, who I was commentating with yesterday, we made the point that the winner of the game would be the one that establishes the run game the best. We know that Bournemouth are prolific through the air, whether it's Miles Owen-Sturfield or Alfie Burks in the quarterback. Jelinski, the quarterback for Brunel. Again, all three of those guys very, very proficient through the air. But whoever established the run game best would win. That is exactly what happened. Brunel were able to run the ball a bit better. Davide Pinto did a very, very, very good job. Especially considering I believe this is his rookie season. I'm gonna look at SJ here.
Yeah, I think a few days before we said to Davide, like, you're going to get a lot of reps. And I'm glad he did.
I mean, like, it has to be go out to
unreal game.
A game of your life. And again, we are, we wish we could have streamed it, but again, not anyone in this call's fault. So, yeah, I mean, and then obviously, like, sort of the amount of times, I don't know, I'm sure that you'll have it, SJ. The amount of fourth downs went for by Brunel was getting a bit ludicrous, was getting a bit silly at times.
I think we went for 4 or 5 and we completed all of them.
Yeah,
like, it was some big ball stuff from the OC.
It was a lot. I mean, it was just pure football. I mean, I think that the radio broadcast is still there. I mean, go and listen to the second half of it, because that's got the sort of more of the fun stuff. And me and Kwame,
I think
realizing towards the end.
The thing is Bournemouth are a Premiership team as well.
Yeah.
I think I said to some of the guys after the game, like, that was a Premiership game. We just took our chances more. I think that's simply what it was. We had some massive drops.
Yeah, you did.
But we shut that run game down, and they having to pull things out.
And that was definitely the deciding factor. Was just basically just brass bollocks from the players, brass bollocks from the coaches. I mean, amazing game. Brunel are, finally promoted. If you haven't read the big long article I did, I mean, there's still time to go and read it. You can have a bit more context knowing that Brunel won, but it will tell you about the story of Brunel up to this point, and Bournemouth as well. I think Bournemouth,
they'll be back there next year.
They'll be back there next year. I think it's pretty easy to say that. I don't think the run of Bournemouth is over, but the difference is they've now got to travel to Plymouth, which after speaking to some of their players, they're not thrilled about. I'll put it to you like that. Then they're not thrilled.
Well, I'm going to Exeter, Cardiff, Portsmouth, and maybe SGS. I'll have fun with those ones.
Yeah, but what are you now?
Prem.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, just
That's
got to
fine.
get that in there. So we're going to move on to the games that are happening this Sunday, and then we'll probably do a little preview of the Tuesday games, just because we have got another show next week. Basically, next week the schedule's broken next week because actually we'll announce it now. So I am sick and tired of being mugged off every year, every
Cracking
single year. I am
Here we
being
go.
mugged off. I'm being mugged off, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I just don't want to go to the final on Tuesday and stand around for 12 hours with people going, "Isn't that Tebs? God, he's fatter in real life. How's that possible?" I don't want it.
People actually say that.
Don't want it.
I hope they don't. That's horrible.
I'm taller in real life. But
Actually, I swear it was you that said that to him on last Sunday.
Also, Dylan, much shorter in real life. Let's get that in there.
We met Hayden as well yesterday.
I've already met Hayden.
I've never met Hayden. I've never met Dylan.
I do regret me, you, and Hayden not getting a picture and having the caption be Southampton the dickheads. that would have been
When's
a good
that
one.
varsity game?
When is that? 2 more games left, Wyatt.
2 more games.
2 more games. So next week is going to be. Next week's going to be a bit. Basically, if you don't like me, unlike Sport Tank next week, because Monday is going to be. I'm going to do a college football stream for all of the final games, which are obviously based on nothing, but it will be funny. And then obviously the rundown, and then Tuesday. I'm not sure if Cam will join me because he might actually have university. Are you free next Tuesday, Cam?
He's at Lincoln, mate.
I don't give a fuck, mate.
Okay, fine. So next Tuesday, me and Cam are going to we're going to do a watch along for all of the games. So that
You're not coming?
No, mate. I just don't want to stand around for 12 hours.
You don't have to. Just come to the first one.
Yeah, but that's a long drive to Loughborough.
Yeah, I know.
And you can come, and if you win, you can call in and you can go yay, or you can cry.
Oh.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a watch along, and that's all day. So the first game starts at 10:30, and
Don't remind me.
And the final game starts at 7:30. No, at 7 p.m. So it's going to be a long day, long day, and we may or may not get the beers in, but we don't know yet. We do
From 10 a.m. From 10 a.m.
Exactly. That's the problem. It's going to be a long day. But that's what
I'd be scared to tune in for the evening game.
It's going to be a rough one.
You're tuning for the evening game, and me and Tebs will both be passed out.
Yeah.
You're not even fucking watching it. Streams playing in the background. We're just both asleep.
So yeah, it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be about 12 hours of content. We're going to have people making appearances, calling in. Basically, and if you do want to come on and you are thinking about coming on, and you are going to be watching it from home,
There's plenty of time.
Do send a message over. I mean, yeah, you could come on at like 2 probably.
Me.
Back at home. You're staying for the whole day, aren't you?
I haven't decided yet.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not sure. I might do. I'd like to, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long old day, but I've decided that's what I'm going to be doing next Tuesday, and
I'll
then
be there.
and then Sunday is the Div 2 finals, and hopefully we'll be streaming one or both of those, and then Monday is going to potentially Monday, we don't know that for a fact, will be the third sport rundown awards. Yeah, there you go. So that's what next week's going to look like. Moving on to Div 2, the semi-finals. We got one in the division game that is, as in the division games are, quite sad. We've got York versus Sheffield.
Oh.
We've got the winners of the Northwest versus the winners of the Midlands. Derby versus Edge Hill. We've got the Oxford Brookes University versus the QMBL Vipers, and we've got the Plymouth Blitz versus the Sussex Saxons. I mean, if we start off with York and Sheffield, Sheffield have beaten them twice.
You'd expect them to do it again.
Yeah,
I
it's
expect
gonna
them to
happen
do it again. Again, good for York, but I mean, Sheffield were the powerhouse team in the northeast. I don't expect that to change. I mean, the final that was expected in the Div 2 North of Sheffield versus Derby, I personally think is going to be what we're going to end up having. And do either of you think, can York do it? Edge Hill? I mean, Cam, you've maybe got a bit more insight. You've played Derby and Edge Hill.
Did you lose to both of them?
Yeah, lost to both of them. No, very successfully lost to both of them. Look, honestly, if you want my honest take, I think it'll be a Derby versus Sheffield final. Obviously, Edge Hill beat us, but they're not Derby. That's all there really is to say about it. Right.
And especially, if you're Derby, you're probably still holding on to a bit of that anger and losing to Northumbria last year with their trek up to the Northern Conference Cup. And I think that game will be in Sheffield. Am I right?
Yeah, finals would be in Sheffield.
Oh, that's a big ask for...
The finals are in Sheffield?
Well,
if Sheffield
Sheffield's the one seed.
Yes,
So
okay, right, yeah, probably right.
Although, obviously, if York win,
if
York win, they're off to York. And if Edge Hill win, and York win, then they're in Edge Hill.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, again, I think it's going to be Sheffield Derby. Hopefully we'll stream one of them, the northern one. But, I mean...
Long drive.
I'm not driving to Sheffield.
To be fair, the Derby game's not a bad drive. Derby Edge Hill.
No, I'm busy this weekend.
Fair.
I can't do anything. OBU versus QMBL. I think it's a pretty good game. I think
good game.
I think it's a very, very good game. I think QMBL are going to pose a challenge to OBU. OBU are they have got their grips. They're closest to the Southern Conference Cup, being the one seed, undefeated. But I mean, QMBL, they're not a bad side, and they have been, winning games. They did beat the Bullets to get to this game with OBU. OBU's game obviously was against Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth walked that game over. So OBU have had, a bit longer of a layoff. I mean, it depends on how you look at things. Is there rust, or, it depends on how you see time off, whether it be a hindrance or a blessing. But I mean, still for me, again, until OBU give me a reason to doubt them, it's as simple as that for me. Do you concur, gentlemen?
Yeah, I think OBU are my favourites to win the South entirely.
Win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And as much as I got hate last time for picking against the Plymouth Blitz, against the Greenwich Mariners, and then the Plymouth Blitz shut out the Greenwich Mariners, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Again. I'm doing it again. I don't back you. I don't. It's too late in the season for you to be starting beef with me, Plymouth Blitz. I like you. I respect you. You're going up, but I'm not dealing with it. There's only, how many shows left? 3? 2 after this? It's too late in the season for beef. And you're absolutely right. Okay, you smacked around Gloucestershire. I'm not there anymore. I don't care.
See, if he was there, it'd be different.
If I was there, it'd be very different. I'd care a lot. I'd cry every time. But I mean, Sussex are a very, very good side. They did run OBU close the first time they played during the regular season. Sussex aren't going up. It's teams like that. They're playing with house money here.
I always find it strange about the cup for that. Like, it's strange, isn't it? That I get it, but
who was the last one to win it and not go up?
Liverpool Raptors.
LJMU. Oh, sorry, Liverpool.
Probably was the Raptors, wasn't it? Yeah.
Twice. Yeah. They do it twice in a row?
Yeah, they did it twice in a row.
Yeah, and then the second time they went up. So yeah, I always find that weird. It's like for me, the big one was last year when Derby made it to the final, and at this point Coventry had gone 0-8, but they were staying up because of
From North,
The,
from
yeah,
National.
because of Warwick and
move
Division
around.
going up, and I was just going, just pull Derby up, send Cov down. Prediction for the OBU game.
That's too logical. Too logical, man.
Prediction for the OBU game. You need the format of the show. You have to wait about another 2 or 3 minutes before we've gone to. Because it's a short show because we haven't got much to go on. Unless anyone wants to look at a Bafra news flash. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Is anything on that one?
We're gonna have a look at Bafra news flash, but for me, I think Sussex are gonna. I think it'll be a close one. Do not get me wrong. But I think Sussex by a score.
Oh, there is one.
Got anything funny? We're going to check a Bafra news flash, and then we'll come back to you about some predictions.
A bit of forcible contact to the head/neck area from Sussex, so he's suspended for Plymouth. About it, really.
And I mean, we might do for some of the awards. We might do a vote for the people watching, dependent. I mean, I don't think.
Oh yeah, that's quite a good one actually.
What's that?
I forgot to say Edge Hill. The medics disappeared at half time, so kickoff was delayed.
What do you mean they disappeared?
They just left. The medics just left at half time. They didn't know they couldn't leave, so they just left. Kickoff was delayed.
Amazing. So we might do votes for host of the year and then a team of the year one as well. But I know that the team of the year, because of the people watching, the fan base, it will end up being the Bangor Mud Dogs. So
yeah, absolutely.
So
it was unanimous as well.
Unanimous. York or the UWS Pirates. Yeah, I mean,
suspension was overturned. There we go.
They were getting a Starbucks. Amazing.
If that's true, that's actually really funny.
That is quite funny. It's still quite bad.
I was going to say, they still shouldn't have left.
No. In fact, because we haven't got much time, let's do a little glimpse, a little preview. So, BUCS Big Wednesday on Tuesday, the 18th, not this weekend. We're going to start off with Div 1. Obviously, two powerhouse offenses, both with good defenses as well. I think we're going to be in the mix for another very, very evenly. Well, QMBL, if you can vote on it, you can be very, very evenly matched. I think both with you got a quarterback from Colorado representing the north. You got a quarterback from California representing the south. Going to be an interesting one. I mean, I can't imagine. I'm not sure.
He's from Chicago.
Oh, he's from Chicago.
I think he's from Chicago. Christian.
You told me he's from California.
He studied in California.
Oh yeah, but you only tell me California, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Two American QBs, just other
two American
QBs. As simple as that. I think it's going to be another great game. We've still got time before we pick them, but I mean, both teams have been on a run. Obviously, I think the only sort of differentiation between how decent they are is the one loss that Northumbria suffered during the season, whilst Brunel are undefeated going in. So,
yay!
Got to look at it like that. Either of you, Brunel, Northumbria.
Oh, I wonder which side SJ's going for. That's a really tough one. That.
Don't have to give picks yet because we're still a week out. But what do you think about it? What do you think about that game?
It's quite a good matchup, and it's quite a hard one to call. Obviously, kind of for differing reasons. Obviously, Brunel looks stronger, but that kind of big win over Napier can't really be understated for Northumbria.
That's the thing. It's the scoreline against Napier. I think really does sort of tinge it to being, very or straight on the 50-50 mark. And that's what you want for both teams. But I mean, Brunel being here, I just can't believe Northumbria, like both teams. I can't believe Northumbria and Brunel. Both will be playing Prem football next year. But I mean,
You just think, yeah, it is a bit weird to be fair.
shut up. Shut
But
up.
no, genuinely, like after the game yesterday, it was a bit like, oh shit, we've actually won it.
It's going to be this one. Like if you lose every game and get relegated next year, it's going to be the absolute worst.
Like, you'd never see me again.
You'd never see me again. But I mean, again, a massive one. Again, there's no real holes to poke in either team, which is sort of what you want. So into the Prem, I mean, for my taste, it's what can't Warwick do now? What can't Warwick do?
Oh, probably beat SGS.
See, I'm actually going to pick Warwick for that one. When it happens,
Really?
but...
No, look. I love Warwick, and I've predicted it for them quite a lot this season. I think only 2 of us said they'd win the last game, and I was one of them.
But I'm gonna be there that day, and I don't want to be rushed.
I know. Look, I think they're a great team. However, SGS should be a national side, and arguably they'd be top 4, if not maybe top 3. If not maybe top 3. So, Warwick have done amazing to reach the stage, and I'd love for them to win. Issue is, it's just one of those games where it's like, well, theoretically, like on paper, they don't really.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If Warwick win, do they beat Leeds Beckett?
Yes.
Yes, but then they still would go unbeaten. They still wouldn't win a game next season in that national.
I mean, it's a very, very difficult division if they are to go up.
I mean, in theory, they can say no.
Yeah, well, to be honest, if I'm Warwick,
SJ, who would do that?
No team. Neither one of those teams, I can say with absolute certainty, would ever think of doing such a thing.
No, it'd be ridiculous,
No.
wouldn't it?
I don't know. Truthfully, I think if I was Warwick, I'd say no. There's no point.
No.
There's no point going up and losing every single game.
Hilariously, I think Warwick are the ones more likely to say yes.
Well, yeah, I do think they are the ones more likely to say yes. I think it's very well known what SGS's kind of stance on the whole situation is.
Allegedly.
Even though they would be a top 4, if not top 3 team.
Allegedly.
True. I like to think they'd beat at least Leeds Beckett and Loughborough.
Well, Leeds Beckett wouldn't be there, would they?
No, true. Yeah.
So, I mean, get your facts right.
Real question is: would Leeds Beckett go straight down from the Prem?
Yeah, I think that's too far.
I think next year. No.
Oh, sure. I don't have SGS beef.
You do have SGS beef.
I don't. My beef has and always will be with Hertfordshire, just for existing.
Awful. So moving on to the national Prem.
Just stick Northumbria in the national. Just do it.
Or just straight up, just chuck them, skip it. And
just let them do it at this point. Just ask them. Be like, look, do you guys just want to skip the Prem? So, national. If SGS would be a top 3, and if Warwick win, does that mean they'd be at least top 3? No, because here's the thing: they can have an upset game and win it. I still don't think over the course of a season they'd kind of maintain it.
I think
obviously SGS actively recruit. I think over the course of a season they could maintain a top 4, potentially top 3. I don't know if they'd beat Durham currently. I'm saying top 4.
No, actually, haven't they played each other before? They
Durham,
haven't
SGS.
they?
Yeah. But obviously this season and next season, kind of into the future, I think Warwick would be a lot more competitive than Leeds Beckett has been. I still don't think they'd win a game if they were in the Prem. In the National this season. I don't think that's a hot take. I hope it's not a hot take.
Is that a hot take, do you reckon?
Well, that Warwick would go like winless this year if they were in Leeds Beckett's shoes.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I'm gonna be realistic. That's
Yeah.
not a hot take. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
can't-
Like, I think they're a great team, and obviously they've done amazing to win their div. I just don't think they'd survive in the national, as most teams in the country probably wouldn't.
yeah,
I think
that's true.
I think there's only like 2 or 3 teams that you could maybe
I can't
stick
believe it.
in the
These guys have
national.
won. These guys have won the Prem North, divide us, and we're sat here going, they get absolutely battered in Prem National.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone would. I think there's only a couple of teams that would win a game in the national.
Okay. Would Portsmouth get battered in Prem National?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who
Would-
wouldn't get battered in national other than
Would-
SGS? I think SGS would do very well.
Would Griffins get battered in Prem National?
I think it's still. I still don't think they'd win a game.
So yes.
Leeds Griffins. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone from the Prem that could go up other than
How
SGS.
how big is this national at this point? How many teams have we got in it? This is the hypotheticals we've got to think of here.
Well, I don't know. Hypothetically, just add SGS because they should be there. And I don't
keep
think that's
Beckett up and keep Beckett up.
No, swap them. They're gone.
Oh,
I don't think Beckett are a national side anymore.
but they've rebuilt. Would you say you increase it to 6 teams?
If they keep recruiting as they do, then yeah. If they go back to having a full like
Beckett
30 scholarships
season.
and stuff, you know what I mean. But I think the other team, the only teams that can compete with them are other teams that give out scholarships. So I don't,
So
tough, but it is what it is.
Warwick don't beat Loughborough is what I'm hearing. I need an answer.
I don't want to say that they couldn't beat Loughborough right now.
You have to. The show doesn't end until you give me an answer.
I think if they played today, Warwick could walk away with a win.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I honestly think there's Div 1 teams that would do better in the national than some Prem teams.
Oh Christ! Right, okay. Let's hear this then. Let's hear this.
So you're telling me that Cardiff would do better in the Prem than Brunel? Sorry, in the national than Brunel.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't talk on Prem teams now because they're not giving them ammunition.
No, as in national wise,
Terrible.
I think there's a couple of like Div 1 teams that have been giving out kind of scholarships and started recruiting more actively than Prem teams have been. That
Bournemouth.
like Bournemouth, like Brunel, like Northumbria. That
We don't give
probably have
scholarships.
well. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's it. That's dead, isn't it? Your agenda's dead.
Yeah, fair enough. No, but you know what I mean. Like, there's
No, I
teams
don't.
giving
That's
out
why we're having this
scholarships.
conversation.
Oh, hold on. There are teams.
Saying is, I think what he's trying to say is that there are teams that are built that would mean they'd be able to survive in Prem National compared to some other Prem teams.
Yeah,
Which I think he's
that's
got
what
a
I'm trying to
point.
say. There are teams that are kind of building and they're getting to the point, but obviously it's hard to get out of Div 1. There's only 2 people going up per year,
Who are they?
so it's going to take a while. Brunel and Northumbria, who I both think would have a better chance in the national than Leeds Beckett.
I'm going to message Tonya and ask us just to bypass. Straight
Can
up.
we skip it, please, mate?
Can we skip?
Can we
I think
skip it?
SGS are the only ones that didn't start in like Div 2.
They did. They came straight into D1.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. What a season! What a season that was.
Beat the crap out of everyone.
Yeah, hilarious. Oh, absolutely awful. Do you remember when Uniball was? No, okay.
What?
So
When
we're
was
gonna,
what?
and it was
Pure.
and it was pure before SDS came and ruined it.
Before the bloody Americans showed up.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What the fuck?
Yeah, we've made it racist now, mate. Well done.
What the fuck?
They're not a race. Come on, they're a country.
Oh, here we go. Let's not get into
dear.
Here we go.
That's it. Show's cancelled.
Damn, man, you cancelled the show.
Fight.
Right, Div 2 picks.
Yay. Woohoo.
4 games this week. Who's going anywhere? York versus Sheffield.
No. Sorry, fuck Sheffield. No, I didn't mean to say that. Sheffield.
Sheffield. SJ, what do you think?
Sheffield.
Why are you saying like that, you?
He pondered that one, didn't he?
Derby versus Edge Hill.
Derby. Come on, Derby.
Derby.
I don't think I've genuinely ever picked against them.
No.
I'll do it next year as well.
Especially against Lincoln. OBU versus QMBL.
OBU.
OBU. Obu.
Obu. It's got a good meme. And then
Obu.
Plymouth versus Sussex.
Sussex,
because Southwest is washed.
Sussex. Don't fucking tag me when you lose. That's it. There's only 2 of these left. There's only 2 of these. Haters, QMBL. Jamie's not here, and you're very, very lucky. You're very lucky that he's not here. But QMBL, you're up for some rundown awards, so just keep that in mind. Not any of the good ones, like Team of the Year. Definitely not. There's 2 more of these left. Dear, oh dear. If you're playing this weekend, you should get back QMBL. What is the guy at the top right? Oh, I'm writing down their picks.
it's his diary. Leave him alone.
I'm drawing a big cock and balls. Yeah, if you're playing this week, stay safe. Big week next week. Thank you for watching. I don't know if there'll be any streams this week. Can we vote? Can you give a kiss if he figures something?
Jamie needs to go back to Dubai. He's actually in Qatar. Absolute racist.
Can I have a kiss? Can I have a
or
kiss
a hamburger if you prefer.
Can I have a kiss and a hamburger?
I thought you preferred cheeseburgers.
Right, you little fucking rat. They made a joke about you having fucking sandwiches earlier, and no one jumped on that. Why are you jumping on this?
The Cole Palmer one?
Yeah, your trim's dead. Once again, the tradition of this show having no good haircuts has continued.
But you look 14, so...
Yeah, no, but you're gonna try and shag me, aren't you, you fucking pedo? Right, we'll see you next week.
It's all right, guys.